Hello, everyone. Welcome to assignment 2 for MAC4863 for 2023. I would like us to look at the required section. What exactly is required of you to do, given the questions that have been asked. All right, first question reads, discuss how this attitude. It reads, firstly, according to the above article, South African organizations are not all the correct things to mitigate the risks, are doing all the correct things to mitigate the risk of unethical behavior. However, South African employees have a higher tolerance for unethical practices and do not report these infringements to management. Discuss how, remember it's a discussion, how this attitude of not reporting minor unethical misconduct at organizations can be transformed, right? What plans could organizations put in place to change employees' attitude? So remember, when you want to change the attitude of employees, you can either use the stick approach or the carrot approach, right? So you can either punish or furnish, give punishments or benefits for those who report unethical behavior, right? And you can also punish, maybe based on remuneration, penalties, etc., ethical codes that have to be followed. It's basically reward systems as well as punishments. So there's no like actual there's no expected answer as such, but it's a discussion. So you give a point and you justify that particular point that you would have mentioned, right? Remember, the article states that South African companies rank first in training, written standards, and adoption of written standards and facilities to report. Discuss what else will change employees' attitudes. So that is answered. Okay. The article mentions the period of state capture seriously damaged the moral fiber of organizations in the private, public, and state-owned sectors. Discuss what are the reasons for this happening. Private companies have all their policies and rules and regulations in place. Why did state capture have such a negative impact on companies? All right, so you can basically raise any point why state capture had that particular impact, right? The reason you are giving the reason for this happening, which is the damage to the moral fiber of the organizations. So remember, when there is influence from external, you get from external sources, you've got appointment of people in positions of power, but those people may not be deserving to be appointed in those particular positions, right? And these particular people may come with a different culture from what the company wants or has to have, right? Private companies were now being influenced a lot, right? And losing businesses also, especially in the tender industry. Some companies were not getting the tenders that they were actually deserving. So this would potentially damage the moral fiber of organizations also in private, public, as well as in state-owned sectors. All right, C. As an accounting professional working at an organization, discuss the steps you'll take if you become aware of an unethical behavior, in other words, how would you settle any conflicts within yourself? Okay, so the first step that you take here is you need to communicate, or you first have to conduct proper research about the unethical behavior, and really understand that it is there, or get a proper establishment that there is really an unethical culture or unethical situation. Now, once you've established that there is an unethical situation at hand, the next thing that you need to do now is to communicate with the culprit or culprits, right? But if they cannot listen,